Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who's a very avid aviator himself, seems to have had an opportunity to get into Air Force One. So he's saying one more item on my bucket list tick, the Air Force One, as I wait to see off the POTUS. VK Singh welcomed him. Rajiv Chandrasekhar seeing him off. He says fanboy aviator. And here is Prime Minister Modi walking the American president and the other invited guests around. They've all taken their shoes off in deference and respect to Mahatma Gandhi, or at least most of them have. Some have these slip-ons on. They're all walking around, and President Biden leading the way, getting a personal tour and an explanation from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, you can also pick up the kind of chemistry that exists amongst various leaders, who talks to who's walking alone. It's always interesting to pick up those little snatches.
So they go to the peace, the wall of peace that has been created specifically for their. That's the hymns and prayers.
All of them with their khadi scarves, led by the Prime Minister, walking towards.
And the Prime Minister talks the most to Joe Biden, at least in the images that we see, always keeping him right by his side. And it also signifies, these little things signify the deepening strategic ties between India and the United States, and the level of emphasis both countries play on the relationship that they have with each other. Donald Trump was the last American president who was there in February 2020. He and his wife Melania had come. At that time, Trump had written in the visitor's book, "The American people stand strongly with a sovereign and wonderful India, the vision of the great Mahatma Gandhi. This is a tremendous honor." Before him, Barack Obama was here. And I have Barack Obama's notes. He says, what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said then remains true today. The spirit of Gandhi is very much alive in India, and it remains a great gift to the world. May we always live in the spirit of love and peace among all people and nations.
Can we just say what a fabulous image this is? As Rajdeep just said, in a world steeped in war and conflict, the Indian leader leading the most powerful leaders of the rest of the world, and in a way, Shiv, Mahatma, amazing.
And in a way, Shiv, it provides a ray of hope in the divided world. This sense of calm, serenity. It's a chaotic world out there, lots of disruptions. It's a world which is rapidly changing, and you look for those few symbols that represent a sense of hope.
Yes.
And dare I say, stability. And the Mahatma provides that enduring sense of hope. That
True.
Every time you go to Rajghat, you feel the peace like you do in Sabarmati. And having the world leaders coming at Rajghat is, to my mind, the ideal way before the grand finale.
Very true.
Presumably the negotiations were hard, fractious. You have a war still going on in Ukraine. But just having all the leaders here together does make a huge difference. Purely the symbolism of the moment. And I think that's the ideal way, in a way, to send a message to the world from India. So if you are talking of Vasudev Kutumbakam, who better than Mahatma to represent that? And I hope some of our MPs, who unfortunately in the last few years have made rather critical comments about Mahatma, which are extremely unfortunate,
True.
Are watching and recognize that Gandhi is above your factional politics.
I agree with you, Rajdeep. An eternal symbol, probably the most enduring, symbol of such great depth. Let's just listen in to the bhajan. This was, of course, Gandhiji's favorite bhajan, Vaishnav bhajan. So let's listen to it for a little bit as the leaders assemble.
Your Highnesses and Excellencies, thank you for joining us for this special
occasion at Rajghat, I will now request the leaders to kindly step forward and adjust the country ribbons on the wreaths, please. We shall now have a moment's silence, please. Thank you, Excellencies.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 ईश्वर तेरे नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर तेरे नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राम